I'm back with another educational beauty video, and today I'm going to be showing you some easy makeup hacks for when you need touch-ups. So this is when you're out on the go and you just want some easy hacks that can kind of like just refresh your face and just things that you can do while you're on the go. You don't need to sit there with all of your makeup out. They're things that you've probably like carry around with you anyway on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, stay tuned. If you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. And I'm over on Instagram, so come and say hi there too. Now let's head straight into this video. Now, usually when you're out and about, we would keep a pressed powder in our bag. So I'm going to show you what you can do with this pressed powder in order to kind of like refresh your makeup. And it's just a really easy and quick way to kind of give yourself that lift. Now, either you could keep a sponge in your bag, so you could keep like a powder puff or a brush, whatever you use, you can still actually do this trick. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the powder. I'm going to use a sponge today. I'm going to press into this, and obviously you've got your little mirror while you're out. And what we're going to do is just apply this on these areas here, and you'll see the powder, right? And this is just going to help to lift the area. So it helps to just give you more of that snatched look. And you also can do it here. I feel that these two areas are the areas that we end up kind of like almost like looking a bit drab after a little while. So the corners of the outer eyes, so right here, the outer corners of the eyes, not the outer eyes. That didn't even make sense. So the outer corners of the eyes, I mean, immediately I feel like that's really refreshed my face and given me that lifted look. And these areas here, those two areas there are going to really help to lift the area. And it just is a quick hack to be able to lift the area, make you look a bit more snatched and just generally look better than before. If you want to, you can also do this same kind of like, use this same trick, but use it on the inside parts of the cheek, so on the sides of the nose. So what I would do here is just kind of like really press close to the side of your nose, and it will actually help to really brighten the area and give you more of that kind of flawless look on the under eye area. So you don't need to go right under. So you don't have to worry about kind of, okay, it's going to look cakey. So what we're doing is we're picking specific areas and we're making sure that we're lifting that area. If I was to apply this all the way across under my eye area, I'm going to look cakey. It's going to look super cakey and it's just not going to look right. So what we're doing is we're leaving out that area, but we're using the surrounding areas to really give it that flawless look and help just lift the area. Now, this next kind of hack, I would say it's kind of just something you do with this hack, because on its own, it's just basically an application of a product, but I feel that it really kind of complements this hack. So what we're going to be doing is using a bronzer, pressed, everything's pressed, right? Because we're obviously using like products which are on the go. Powder products are always going to be best for you. So I'm using my IT Cosmetics Beach Poreless Finish Airbrush Bronzer, and I'm just going to grab my brush. And what I like to do is after I've done that whole lifting technique, I like to just go in with my bronzer, and it kind of like finishes off that whole kind of lifting process. So because I feel like when you apply that powder, it's great because it's lifting, but then this will kind of like just almost like finish it off and freshen up your whole look. I mean, I did not look this snatched before this. I didn't. The one thing I would say that when you're on the go and you're looking for kind of like touch-ups, I would avoid using things like cream products on your face, because like for example, using a concealer and adding more, it's just going to look cakey. It's not going to look good. If anything, it kind of ends up lifting off whatever product is already there, because what you're doing is if you've set your makeup beforehand with powder and you go over with a cream product, it's just going to lift it off. It's just not going to work well because you're trying to kind of apply a cream product on top of a matte powder kind of base, and it's just going to move everything around and just not look right. It's just going to go wrong, trust me. So don't apply extra concealer. It's really about trying to disguise those areas and use these little things like the powder hack to lift areas without applying more kind of like actual thick makeup. Now, another hack which I absolutely love is using my powder again, but actually using a lip brush with that powder. I'm going to assume that not many of you guys walk around with concealer in your bag. If you do, you could use concealer instead, but I'm just going to assume that you keep a powder on you, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually, almost like you're painting with this powder, we're going to go into this powder using this lip brush, and then we're going to clean up the lip line, because what happens is usually during the day, the lip line ends up looking quite blurred and kind of messy. So you want to clean it up. Just cleaning up your face with these little hacks makes such a huge difference. So what we're going to do is clean up the bottom lip first. And keep like dipping in whenever you need to. And again, if you use a concealer, it's probably going to give you a better finish. But this works too. And if anything, this is probably better because it is a powder, so you're not going to get that kind of like bleeding finish to your lip line. It will keep everything kind of within the area. My lips were looking pretty kind of like messy. There you go. I just feel like my lips were a lot more cleaner and just like fresh looking now. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes throughout the day, I feel like my contour on my nose has kind of like gone. So I want to show you a really quick thing that you can do. Now, assuming that you have mainly powder products on you, you're not carrying around like, you know, a contour stick or a dark color concealer. We're going to go back to the bronzer. And this is where we're going to use a brush to just contour the nose area. So I'm using my 200 Fenty brush, right? You can actually use a bigger brush if you want. I've done this before where I've had like a kind of bronzing brush in my bag and I've used this on the side. So you can do it if you want to use a bigger brush. But I'm going to use this small brush because it's small, it's easy to carry around, so I don't mind kind of like having this in my bag. So you don't have to use a contour kind of like cream or anything. You can use your bronzer and just quickly go along the sides of the nose. Do your little kind of like V if you're like me and you like that little kind of button nose. Now, I've done that, but sometimes what happens is when you're out and you're doing this out on the go, you can feel like, okay, it's very bronzed up now. So I'm going to show you very quickly how we tone that down. We're going to go back to our powder. This powder's like amazing, just to keep, I feel like you'll just need this powder. So we're going to go in. I've like kind of applied some on this sponge. Now I've squeezed this so that we get a nice long kind of strip. And gone down the center of the nose there, and then I'm just going to go back and kind of squeeze the sides here. Either you can kind of use your sponge to buff it in, so just keep patting. You don't need to move it around, just keep patting. And that's enough. There you go. It's toned it down immediately and it just looks a lot more fresh now. Next up, we're going to be applying blush, and I'm going to use my Dior Rosy Glow in Petal 001. And this is really about where you apply it. So this is a hack to help lift your whole face, and you've probably seen this on TikTok too, where what we're going to do, this helps to like freshen the face up. I feel like it really does kind of give you more of an awake and lifted look. So we're really focusing on applying it a lot higher than you probably are used to. And it just gives you a much more kind of like fresh look. I mean, I definitely look a lot more fresh than what I did at the beginning of this video. I feel like the makeup had been worn a little bit quite a while. But now I feel like it's a lot more lifted and fresh and just generally kind of a bit more acceptable. This is kind of like a small but effective collection of makeup hacks that you can use on the go. And I really wanted to focus on the go because sometimes when you do videos which are just purely about makeup hacks, it's really easy to get lost in how many makeup hacks there are and when you should be using them. So this is like that video which is specific specifically for people that are on the go. Maybe you need some hacks for like going from like your work makeup to evening makeup. Even this in itself, without having to transform your full look, this actually helps to kind of just freshen it up, give it that lift, make it look like, just make you look a lot more awake as well. I definitely feel like this has freshened up my makeup, and I know that these are hacks that you may have kind of like seen before, probably seen me talk about before, but as I've mentioned, I really wanted to focus on the fact that these are great for kind of like touch-ups. So, and touch-ups are usually done when you're on the go. It's usually like when you don't have time or you just want a quick touch-up, but what do you do without kind of caking it up and making it look even worse than before? It can be a difficult kind of process, because the minute you think about applying more makeup, you just assume you're going to really cake it up. So what I really wanted to show you was that there are places that you can just be strategic with your placement as well, and that can really help to freshen up your makeup. And there are areas that you should probably avoid so that you don't get that caked up look. For example, the under eye area here, and just like too much around your cheek area. The center of the face is always what people kind of see first, and then the perimeter is what you can go in with. Maybe, you know, you can just enhance and like bring out the like certain shapes of your face a little bit more. So I really do hope this is something you're going to take along with you, and it's helpful when you next do your touch-ups, and let me know what your thoughts are. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and don't forget to kind of head on over to my Confessions of a Creative. Would love to see you guys there too. And yeah, I'm sending you loads of love, sending you loads of good vibes, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you have the best day ever. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you never miss any of my future videos. Until the next video, take care, and I'm going to see you soon.